Okay, so you'll have clicked the link that I provided you with and you'll now be at this page. Before we move on, make sure that you click sign in to log in. Okay, now you guys are going to click continue with Google and put your school email address in. I'm just going to use this one and just log into my account. Okay, you just use the Google account, it's just mine's not linked to Google because I'm lazy. So again, what we're going to do when we create our website, we're going to be using the elements, okay, and the text section. So the first thing we need to do is we need to set our web pages up that we're going to use. Now ultimately your website needs at least 4 web pages, okay, and for each of the web pages that we create we're going to give it a name. So before we create any new pages, okay, I'm just going to, and what I did with just to close that, just click on the little hide arrow. I'm just going to go up to this first one where it says add notes, and I'm just going to change it to home page. Now every website you create will have a home page. It's the page that the user will first drop into. So just going to click on there. Okay, so it's saved, click off it, and I'm going to click add page. Okay, and this one I'm going to do it as an about page. Okay, obviously you've got your scenario that you came up with in the lesson last week. If an about page is suitable for it, use that. If you want to call your page something else, you can do. Okay, so I'm going to go to add page again. I'm going to go to notes. Okay, and this one on my one, I'm just going to call it information page. Now you might have something better to call it, or you might come up with a different one. Again, I will leave it up to you depending on what scenario you're going to use. And then I'm just going to click for my last one, because you need to have at least 4 pages. I'm going to call this a contact page. Okay, now every website you go to online will have a contact page on it to allow you to contact the website administrator, so you've got any questions, etc. So we've now got here a contact page, we've got an information page, we've got an about page, and we've got a home page. So that's the first part about building our website complete. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to create a navigation system. Okay, and it's really easy to create a navigation system. What we're going to do is we're going to get a shape, so we're going to go to elements. Okay, I'm going to search for button, and we'll just have a look what comes up, and I'm going to use graphics. Okay, so let's go onto the graphics tab and see what buttons we've got. Okay, I'm going to go for something quite simple for this website here. I think I'm going to use this one. And obviously we've only got 4 web pages, and it's quite, and sorry, I should have said, to do this first one I'm going to go up to the very top page. So I'm on my, just check, we're on our home page. Okay, so go back, I'm going to get my button, I'm going to drag it out. I am going to make the button smaller, okay, because we are going to have our logo that we created last week here, and then our buttons across the top. So we're going to have 4 buttons, okay, for my website. So I'm going to copy, okay, then paste, click allow if allow comes up on your browser. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing again, right click, copy, paste, and then we're going to do it a final time, paste. Okay, and Canva's quite good at allowing you to space them out equally like that, so they look good there. In fact, I might even, I'm going to select over all of them, I'm just going to drag them so they're a little bit further over. That's probably perfect. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to put labels onto my buttons. So to do that, I'm going to go to text, so the text tool. I'm going to use the little one, smallest text, a little bit of body text, and to be fair, that's still too big. We'll change it in a second. And we're going to write our first text label, home. You might want to choose a suitable font style. That looks like quite a nice one. Okay, and then you might, depend on what colour you've picked, and just remember, if you want to change the colour of these buttons, you can see the colours are up here, so I'm going to change mine. I don't like that, so I'm going to make them, let's go for dark blue, and then I'm going to make my colour white. Only problem is we can't see it, so I'm just going to drag it up there so we can. Okay, let's make this one dark blue too. Okay, and I'm just going to copy the text, copy, paste it, and then just drag it and put it into the middle of the button. So this one was called About. Okay, going to right click, copy, paste it, pull it into the middle. Just change the colour of our button to our nice blue that we've been using. And then this one is going to be Info. And then I'm just going to click on the button, right click, copy, right, paste, and then put this here, change it to our nice blue, and then we're going to make it into contact. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we need to link these buttons to our pages, and it's really easy to do. Click on the actual button, not the text, the button, go to the three dots. At the bottom you'll see link, so click link, and then you need to scroll down and you can see our buttons here. So we're going to set the home button to the home page, okay, and then going to click on the about button. Same thing again, click on the three dots. I'm going to go to link, and I'm going to link that to the about page. Click done. Now I'm going to click on the button, click on the three dots. I'm going to scroll down to link, and I'm going to set it to information page. Click done. And I'm going to do the contact button again, click on the three dots, go down to link, and scroll down to contact. Okay, now the problem is at the moment we've only got our buttons on our home page, so we now need to copy these buttons onto all of our web pages. So to do that, I'm going to select them all, right click, copy, go down to the next page, just do right click paste or Control V, go down to our next page, right click paste, and then go down to our final page, right click paste. Okay, so if I test this now, and to test it you just go to preview. Okay, if I press my button you'll see that it does move down to our page when we click it, so we know our button system is working. Okay, so I'm just going to go to close. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to add the logo in that we created last lesson. So I'm going to go to projects, I'm going to go to designs, I'm going to find my logo. Now unfortunately I'm on a different account here, so I'm going to use my Garibaldi logo, which isn't great but it'll do. So I'm going to drag it out. Now I'm going to, and I suggest you do this as well, click add as new page. I'm going to literally copy my logo, so select over it all, right click group, and then right click cut or copy, right click copy, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that page. So click on the bin, and then I'm going to go up to my home page, right click paste, make my logo nice and small, put it in the top left corner. And because we're going to use good practice here, whenever you click the logo on your website, it should take you back to the home page. So what I'm going to do with my logo is click on it, click on it, click on the three dots, go to link, so click on it, go on the three dots, go to link, which is this one, and I'm going to set it to home page. Okay, and then what I can do is I can click on my logo now, we'll copy it, Control C, and we'll do the same as we did with the bottoms. I'm going to paste them all in. Okay, and now we're starting to get a website. So the next thing I want to show you is how you make your pages bigger, because at the moment the pages are quite small and cramped. But if you click on a page and you go down to this little white line here, you can then extend the length of your web page, and what that will allow you to do is to have more content on it. Okay, you'll then want to go to elements, and in the elements page you're now going to search for the content that you're going to put on your website. So for example, let's have a background, so let's look for a picture of a forest, since we're doing a Sherwood Forest kind of thing. I'm going to go into photos, let's find a nice backdrop that we can use. Okay, that looks quite moody. And if you just touch the side of the page, it'll set it as your background. Okay. You might then decide that you want to have another picture, or you might want to use one of your assets with text on. Okay, so if I go on to photos and let's have a look at an archer. Okay, we can, whereas before where I touched the side, if you just drop the picture into the middle, it'll drop it in, and then obviously you can resize it. Okay. You can then, if you want to add some text, go to text. Okay, you might have subheading. So you might then put some text, and just make sure you can read the text on the background. So I'm just going to make mine a little bit on this white line, just a little bit smaller. Move it over so it's not, and obviously that's quite hard to read. So I've got two options. With the background, I can either make it a little bit more transparent, which I think I'm going to do. Okay, or you can change the color of your text. So you could, if you want, make your text white. Okay, I'm going to keep it blue. I think I'm going to go for dark blue like we used before, and then I'm going to make this picture, I'm going to fade it out. Okay, not the text, I'm going to fade the background out. So click on the background up to here, fade it out so we can see it. Okay, so then let's give it a heading. Okay, so we're going to call it archery in school. I don't know, I'm making this up. And then I'm going to add a bit of body text. So click on the body text. Okay, obviously that's far too big for a website. Your body text probably wants to be about 12. Okay, and then we can add in some information. So this is archery. It is so much fun. You should give it a go. And then because I just want to use this as an example, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste that sentence a couple of times so you can see it as if we wrote it as a paragraph. Now you can also put videos in if you want to put videos in. So if I go to elements and let's have a look if we can find a video of someone firing a bow. Is that someone firing a bow? Or is that just Robin Hood? We'll use this guy here. So I'm just going to stretch the video out. If I just drop it here on the page, I can then resize it. And I can then have my video. Just make it a bit smaller. And remember, if you want to make your page bigger, just click on the page and just literally drag it down a little bit. And if we just line it up so it's the same size as this. Okay, and I'm going to be really lazy and copy and paste this text, but obviously you can make your text relevant to each picture that you add in. Okay, and then if I just go to preview now, so go up to here, preview, and then if I scroll through, I can see the website. If I use my buttons, you'll see that the buttons allow us to move around, and if I click on my logo, it takes us back to the home page. Okay, so what you're tasked to do while you're working from home today is to create your Canva website, and hopefully you should be able to have some fun with it. Okay, see you next week, see you next Wednesday. Ta-ra.